Today I'm going to be looking at something a little bit different. This is a HP all-in-one PC touchscreen home computer, and the problem with this one is apparently the boot up is very slow, and also just using it for day-to-day use it's become very slow. I believe it's quite old as far as I know, probably 6-7 years old I should guess. I'll look into that. And today I'm going to swap out the hard drive that came with it from factory and put in an SSD. So I'm not sure what's involved, so I'm going to take some screws out, take it apart, and yeah, see if we can speed things up a little bit. So let's have a little look to see what the model number is of this one. As said, it's a HP all-in-one, and it is a model RTL 8188EE. I'm going to be replacing it with a PNY 250 gig SSD. It's just 2 screws, one here and the same. There's another one down this end as well. Let's get it on camera. Need to take these 2 screws out here. Oh, okay. So you just turn them slightly anti-clockwise, and then that just makes a gap. I'll just double check this one's gone. Yeah, there we go. Oh, okay, so it feels like when I opened that one, this one wanted to close. So let's get a, yeah, let's get that down there. Just another one of these pick type things. But yeah, as you undo one, it feels like the other one wants to close again. So I'm just going to make sure that they've snaps are definitely gone. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, it just clips all the way around. And the bit that we're interested in today is this area here, where the hard drive's stored. Obviously we've got a fan, I'll give that a clean while I'm in here. The issue is that the hard drive in here already is 3.5. and the one we're putting is 2.5, so an adaptation is going to have to be made, possibly with a different caddy within this. Yeah, let's have a little look then. Not sure how things are held in. Look like a couple of flat bladed screws. In fact, they look like they might be kind of like a star bit or an Allen key, but they've also got like a slot in them as well, so you can use a flat blade. And at the far end here, there is a Phillips screw. Assembly pushes this way like that, so you slide it away like that. I'm sure these screws will now come out. Got our, so this is a Toshiba, dated December 2015, actually a 1 terabyte in there, So what I'm going to do with this today is I'm going to be putting in 250 GB, and it's then going to have an external plugged into it for mass storage. That's the plan going forward. It's going to be on the hard drive that I put into it is just the operating system and any necessary files for any programs. But I believe that's half the problem with this machine. It's obviously got the it obviously boots from this, and also any storage is on it as well. So we're going to make sure that we keep the two separate from now on. So strictly just be for the boot only, and any necessary files that have to go onto this drive from programs that are installed or whatever. Okay, so I need to go and see if I can find some kind of caddy that might work with this to try and reduce this area down to a 2.5. And yeah, let's see what we can do. I see there's some screws on the side here, but I'm not sure exactly what we need. What we're going to need is that the new one is poking out just this same amount here, so the connector can go straight back on, or maybe a bit further in. I don't know. We're going to wing it and see what we can do. Okay guys, I'll be right back. Been off to find a few bits and pieces. This is the drive I'll be replacing the old one with. As I said, it's a PNY 250GB CS900 SSD. Should be more than ample for this old machine. These are the couple of caddies that I've found that I'm going to potentially try and use. I'm not sure which one's going to be best. Not sure if either are going to work, but I'm going to try them. Also just gathered up a few bags of little screws that I've kept from old machines. I'm sure they're going to come in handy. So yeah, got some screws as well. And so I think the next thing to do is to take this old hard drive out of here. So it's just held in with 4 screws on the side. Little rubber washers that are pushed into this metal housing here, just to alleviate any vibrations, I should think. Don't think they're going to fit straight into the other caddy, into the other caddy, but you never know. I'm not too sure. Little rubber feet are pressed in from the back. That one just tried to pop out, so I'll just put that one back in again. They may have to be, might have to change position on them, depending. Let's have the new hard drive out. You can see here, the size difference is ridiculous. But this little one should make it a whole lot quicker. So what we're going to do is, this needs to theoretically sort of be about around here. And the way to mount into that and I am going to need some screws for this. Let's have a little look in this bag here. Hopefully there might be something that I can use. That'll work. Going to be far easier with a magnetic screwdriver. Next thing to do is let's just offer it up to this and see how far out it is. If this screw will go into this one here, theoretically, hopefully, all I've got to do is move this rubber down to this one here. But it is sticking out a lot further. It will be sticking out a lot further than the old one. The old one was sort of around here, this sort of area. So I think if I just put it back into the computer, just roughly for now, and see how this connector is going to work out and how much room I'm going to have to leave for it. Then of where this has got to be placed and how far back it can actually go, and then let's see what we're left with. It's definitely a tight squeeze. The way that this was mounted before with the two screws that I put in here, I don't think that they're going to be reusable, because the distance now, this extra bit on here is now trying to push the whole thing towards me over here. It should be sitting like that. I could just literally just screw this back down like that and just leave it like that, but I feel like it should really have the cage back on it. It should really be back on there if possible. So it's a compromise. What do I do with it? Do I leave that off, or do I try and put that back on again? Because I could just re-screw that as it is now. If I was to put this all the way back down in there, back on this cable here anyway, looks like a good spot there. So it looks like it's that one there and that one there. So I'm going to readjust these blue little cushions and put one in there, and then this one will be not that one but the one after. So let's see what we can do with that. Pull them out like that. And I was saying that though, it's out is a circle, but yeah, I think it's still going to work. See, that one's a circle there, and I'm assuming under this tape that's going to be a circle as well. Just pop through like that, and then side as well. The hard drive again, and then hopefully screw this together. But again, I'm not sure whether the screws that came with it, whether they're going to work or not. We'll see. actually first, just to see if they do actually fit rather than doing it blind. And they don't fit. Alright guys, I am going to be right back. I'm going to see if I can find some more screws elsewhere, and when I find something that might work, I'll be back. I've had a little look around and I've managed to find these. Just a sort of mixture of short and long screws and a few washers. These were marked as 6BA. I didn't have too many of these, so I've just picked up what I can. So hopefully I can make these work. Can I get this to go back in here? First thing is try and get the connector back on. All this area here is dead tight. It doesn't matter, it's not going back into these two screw holes here. That's it. It looks like that's all home, and it's in all 4 clips as well. Slightly unorthodox way of doing it. It'd be better if you could have just slid it back the way it's supposed to be, but it just wasn't going to happen with the pressure that's on this area here. But that's not going anywhere. It's solid as a rock. I can't replace the screws. I can't put them back in. One of the holes is now covered up, so that's the screw that came out of these to hold them in. So I think what I'll do is I'll just pop that back into that hole there, and then probably put some tape or something over it, just so it keeps it with it, in case it ever wants to go back the way it was. So the other thing I wanted to do on this, if possible, is to remove the fan and give it a clean. It looks to be pretty dusty, probably never been done. So I'm gonna find a screwdriver to take these out. I think there's 2 or 3 screws holding it down by the looks of things. So that's one of them. The one back there. I may have to take the shield off to unplug it if need be. Let's have a magnetised screwdriver. Holds it is underneath here, and this is held down with a few the similar looking screws as well. So let's see if we can take these out. Just while I'm in here, I think it's worth doing. Actually see what's underneath this plate then as well. There we go. Just a little bit of sticky tape, I think. Okay. There. Just gonna hit this with like an old toothbrush and then my hair duster. Okay, it's far better. Together again. I may check for the CMOS battery, just see what the voltages are like on that. And obviously now we've got the cover off, I can also see as well that if you could get one of these where it plugs into the board here, it has got this extra wire on it there, so both of them have to be longer, but that could in theory be a better fit, because you could then put this caddy, the inside caddy, further down, and it means it would then clear this post here. But as I say, I haven't got one of those, so today's making do, winging it and getting through it. So yeah, that would be an ideal solution. And obviously here we've got some RAM as well, so if you wanted to upgrade your RAM, that's where you'd find that. Right, okay, so yeah, I'm thinking about taking this battery out. I mean, the machine is probably what, about 7 years old now, so it probably wouldn't hurt just to have a look, just to see what the voltages are like on that. So I'll just grab my multimeter and have a double check that's okay. We'll replace that if it needs it otherwise. .70, and it should be 3 volts, so I probably wouldn't hurt to replace that while we've got this open. And this one is a 032. So let me see if I've got any of those. So yeah, I've got some of them here. So let's see if we can find one that's a bit better than that. These aren't new, they're just ones that I've harvested from other things that I've had apart in the past. Better than 270. Then we'll swap it out with that. So there's 4 in here. Let's have a little look at all of them. And this one. Retesting it now, the one I took out, it's down to 2.6 now. So yeah, that one can go for the bin. I'm going to apply some new thermal paste to this board, so see if I can zoom in there. It looks like this one comes out with a couple of clips on the heatsink here. Couple of hoops in each corner. To yourself like that. There's not an awful lot of thermal paste left on it. Like that, because that's the way it came out. I'm just going to grab some alcohol and some Q-tips and clean this area up. Pretty crusty. 7 years of old thermal paste on here. And I'll just do the bottom of the heatsink as well. Get this off. It's actually baked onto it. Just going to take a bit of time. So at the moment everyone's been waiting for the correct amount of thermal paste. Not going to need a lot on this. Two arms first of all, and drop it down on top of it. An extra couple of gig of RAM underneath the main one. It's only 4 gig and I had a couple of gig hanging around, so I put that underneath there. So we should be up to 6 gig now. to stop that screw coming back out again. Screws that were in the original hard drive. Thinking maybe I'll just stick them to this, so it's all kept together in case it ever wants to go back to original. So it's going to be top edge first. Yeah, so turn it around this way, maybe you can see a little easier under these white clips here. Easier for you to see it that way, but it's harder for me to fit it, so yeah. Nice. So that goes underneath the front edge like that. Just push down the sides, just push it home like that. Okay guys, looks like that's it for another video. As always, thank you to everyone who's been watching my videos. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. All the thumbs and all the subs out there, it's very kind of you all, it's really appreciated. And hope you found this interesting, informative, and I will be back soon with another video. So whatever you get up to, make sure you take care out there, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Many thanks for watching. Take good care of yourselves.